What's up, guys? This is Gliscor360. I have another Wi-Fi battle for you today. It's actually against the Metronome1. It was a really good battle. We had a lot of fun. It was a bit hacksy at times, but we both suffered from some severe hacks. Before I get started, the Bob650 actually created the most of this team. A few of them were created on my own. But yeah, he actually created the most of it, so I'll leave his channel in the description below, along with the person I'm battling, the Metronome1. So he's gonna lead with a Tyranitar, so we're both using Sandstorm teams. I'm gonna lead with my Swampert. I should really nickname him Propert or something. So he gets the Sandstream up. I predict the switch and just go for the Stealth Rocks. I was pretty sure he was going to make the switch into Ferrothorn. And it turned out to be correct. To be honest, I don't really have much for the Ferrothorn. All I have is Heatran, so I decided I'm just going to have to switch out. I go into my Heatran to take a Gyro Ball or Power Whip, doesn't matter. Each one I X for resist. And he goes for the Power Whip. And it misses, so that was kind of lucky. So he switches out. He goes into a Uniclus, who will not take any Stealth Rocks damage. Now here's where it gets a bit hacksy. I go for Fire Blast, and it misses, which sucks because it's 80% accuracy. I go for Fire Blast again, and this time it hits, luckily, and it doesn't even do half, which I'm modest max special attack, but I'm also scarfed. And so I do get a burn, which doesn't matter at all. And he goes for Focus Blast, and he hits. It does a fair amount of damage. It brings me down to about 110, I believe, or 118. And he does get a special death blower, but like I said, that doesn't matter. Just like the burn didn't matter. Just making this battle a lot more hacksy than it needs to be. Now here's where the hacksy part starts. Like, I go for a Fire Blast, and it misses. Like, that's 80 accuracy. Then he goes for a Focus Blast, and that misses. So that was kind of funny, but it's kind of bad for me in the long run because he's got leftovers. So I'm just like, okay, I'll go for Fire Blast again, and it misses. So that was very hacksy. And then he goes for the Focus Blast, and that misses too. So there you go. It's a very hacksy battle here, and luckily I think I hit the next Fire Blast, but I am running out of PP. I really should put Flamethrower on this guy. Fire Blast just is not reliable enough. It does a fair bit of damage. He goes for Focus Blast and it misses. Look, I'm sorry about the Focus Blast miss, but I missed 3 Fire Blasts. You missed 3 Focus Blasts. The way I see it, we're even. So I go for another Fire Blast, and that is going to cut it for the kill, and that's good because I don't really need any of my Pokemon on my team taking a Focus Blast. So he switches in the Latios, which walls me completely since I'm scarfed, and he takes a bit of stone damage, so I'm going to have to switch out here. He actually predicts it, goes for the Surf, which unfortunately I perhaps should have made a better switch because that's going to waste my Tyranitar, and Tyranitar is one of my main contributors to my team. It actually does not have any special defense or defense investments. This is kind of an offensive Dragon Dancing set. And so that's why it's holding leftovers, so I can Dragon Dance up, kind of take a hit. And he goes for another Surf, and that is going to kill me off. So the way I see it, I think we're evened up now. And because I've killed his Uniclus, he's killed my Tyranitar, I think it's 5-5. He's getting a bit withered down by the Sandstorm. All of the Pokemon on my team are anti-Sandstorm, so yeah. So here comes another bit of a hacks here. He goes for Surf, but I do get the special death boost, so I do take it quite nicely. I think he specs too, I'm not sure. And so I'll go for the Thunder Wave, just so I can kind of stall him out, get some extra leftovers. It kind of provides you with a better chance, because not many Pokemon are holding Lumberries. So I do get some more leftovers recovery, and he is getting withered down by the sandstorm. So yeah, I go for a Stone Edge, and I do get a crit this time. I'm not sure if that mattered. My attack is 299, and I'm not sure if it mattered. It really depends on if he has any HP investments or whatever. So leftovers brings me back approximately half HP again. So he switches into Garchomp. And this is not a Scarfed Garchomp, it's kind of an original Swords Dance Earthquake. So he goes for the Earthquake. I would have gone for the Swords Dance because my Regirock can't touch him. And I live it because Regirock is a beast. And I go for the Earthquake. Unfortunately, I can't paralyze it, so I'm kind of forced to go for an Earthquake, and that doesn't do jack. So I'm really surprised he didn't just set up a Swords Dance or something. So I'm just gonna switch him out because you might need a father for later. Go into Gliscor. At first I thought it was Scarfed, so that's why I switched to the Gliscor. And I decided I'd fling over the Toxic Orb on a switch, but he stays in, and that's not good. So an Outrage, by looking by the damage, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a jolly-natured Garchomp. And I do fling a Toxic Orb, but that's not going to do much because Toxicking a Sweeper isn't always that good. So I decided I'm just going to stall him a bit for poison, and my poison heal will, heal me up a bit. Heals about 44 HP each time, so that's good. This Gliscor actually is attack investments, with special defense investments, and max HP. So it has a bunch of different kind of stuff. So I need to be able to take two Timid Shadow Balls from a Gengar, so I made sure to put enough EVs for that. So I switch into my Regirock, and just kind of his father, and he goes for the Outrage, and that is definitely going to kill. So he is getting withered down by Toxic though, so it is kind of good that I flung him the Toxic Orb. I figured he was going to switch, but then I decided I'd try to trick him out with Heatran, maybe trying to make him think that he can survive a Fire Blast, but I went Hidden Power Ice, and it kind of proves it when it shows the Yacha Berry. So he runs the same set as I do on my Garchomp, so that's pretty unique. I'm not sure if he runs Fire Fang though. He might run Brick Break or something. So I decide, he sends up this thing, which is just broken in the sandstorm. So I'm kind of forced to switch because Excadrill and Sandstorm outspeeds Scarfed Heatran, which is incredible. And so I'm gonna switch into Gliscor, predicting an Earthquake, and that's what he goes for. He says it was a misclick. And I guess it kind of was, because a Sword Dance would have been a much better choice. So he switches out here. I go for the Acrobats, just to break his sub. And he sends in this thing, which is going to be a huge problem later on. So I'm going to go for the Acrobats, and with a combination of Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet, that is going to do a lot more than Poison Heal is healing off. So I should have gone for the Earthquake. It would have prevented that. But then again, if he stayed in, then that would have been horrible. So I protect here, just trying to get some more healing. He goes for a Leech Seed, just kind of scouting out what he wants to do. So now that I figure he's gonna go for the Leech Seed, I switch into Heatran since it's basically dead, and I predict him to over-predict here, so I'm just going to go for the safe Fire Blast. I'm pretty sure it'll hit anything pretty hard on his team that he has left. He actually goes for the Gyro Ball, which doesn't do much, and I predict him to predict me to lock myself into another move, and that's exactly what happens. So I also figure that will do pretty good damage to anything else. So I'm going to cut it off here. Yeah. So I do faint the Ferrothorn. and that's good. So he's gonna send back into his Excadrill, and I know it outspeeds, and he does take a bit of self-rock damage, but I think he's only taking a fourth of what a normal Pokemon would. So I decided to kind of leave my Heatran in for Deathfather. I mean, I don't really have any more use for him. Looking at the rest of his team, Heatran's kind of useless. So I switched into my Swampert, which is just, oh, I love this Pokemon. And so he gets the Swords Dance up, I guess predicting that I only have Earthquake or something, but I do run Rotoferl, and that is going to cut it. I do have quite a bit of attack investments in this Swampert, like over 100 attack investments, and yeah, so that's going to be able to kill off Excadrill, which is great because nothing on my team is going to be able to take care of it. So he's down to his, I believe he's down to his last. He sends in Tyranitar, and that's not going to be much of an issue because he's just going to rest, because there's not much he can do. I don't think he carries any super effective attacks. I think the best he can do is an Earthquake, and even at max attack, that won't do anything. I'm kind of thinking he's a sleep-talking Tyranitar, but I go with the Earthquake, and it does about 3/4 of the damage. I'm just not going to overpredict or anything, or I'm just going to go for the safe Waterfall, and that's going to be game. So that was a great game. The Metronome won. It was a 3-0. So it was pretty even. He's a good battler. He's running a unique Sandstorm team, so I would go check him out. It is a Haxie battle, but yeah, so please comment, like, and yeah, thanks for watching. If you guys have any ideas on an R4 card or how to get it, please leave that in the description below too. Don't forget to check out the Bob 650 and the Metronome 1. Thanks, bye.